How you doing, everyone? This is the D-Man here, Derek Barrett here, and I have a proposition. Remember a few years ago on social media, there was a social media cyber petition to get Betty White on Saturday Night Live, and obviously it was successful because she ended up on Saturday Night Live, and I want to do the same thing. And the person who I picked is obviously the most perfect choice of all. In fact, this person probably paved the way for shows like Saturday Night Live and so many other shows after it. The person who I want to petition to host Saturday Night Live is none other than Carol Burnett. Now, why? I mean, come on, it's pretty obvious. She just recently had the lost episodes of her show, of the early first 4 or 5 seasons of the Carol Burnett show. They're now finally available on DVD, and you can tell that they were like really early, and obviously they were very funny. They're great, and I mean, who else could you get on the show? I mean, as a matter of fact, Betty White's been on her show. So who else can you can't pick a better person, at least that I know, to host Saturday Night Live. Mr. Lauren Michaels, if you're watching, she could host maybe like the season opener for Saturday Night Live for next year, for the 2016-2017 season. She could host like the opening show or the season finale of the show. It'd be really great, I think. I feel it. I know it it'd be a success. I mean, if it weren't for Carol Burnett and the Carol Burnett show, you wouldn't have, the stars that you would know now in comedy. I mean, back in the day, back during the 70s, there were like 3 shows on national TV, on national network TV, from the big 3 channels, CBS, NBC, and ABC, where you could actually get onto this particular show and you would become instantly famous. There were like 3 shows like that. One was the Carol Burnett show. The other 2 were the Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson, when Johnny Carson was the host, and the Ed Sullivan Show before it went off the air back in 71, 72. Although the Carol Burnett show, it stayed on for 11 seasons from 1967 to 1978, Saturday Night Live was in its infancy, and it was doing quite well. And I'm surprised she never, obviously, I guess because she had her own show, she wasn't able to be a guest on there, at least not to my knowledge. But it'd be really cool if she was able to host it. Because think of all the comedic people that have been on her program. So many other people. Like Roddy McDowell, musical guests like the Jackson 5, Cher, Steve Martin. Come on. And Steve Martin been on Saturday Night Live like umpteen times. He hosted the show like at least a dozen times. And when he was on the Carol Burnett show that one time in her final season, he just blew up. He just had movie deals all over the place. He had his live special, Wild and Crazy Guy, and did movies like The Jerk and so many others. I mean, he just blew up after being on one time on the Carol Burnett show. So why not have Carol Burnett host Saturday Night Live? I think she's perfect to host the show. I don't know what the procedures is, but I hope I'll be able to share this video on Twitter, on Facebook, and other social media on the internet. And hopefully you'll be able to petition with me. Think of all the shows that have been on the air, countless comedy variety shows that's been on television that came and went ever since the Carol Burnett show, which also left indelible marks on television as well. Like Saturday Night Live, like Chappelle's Show, like Mind and Seal, like In Living Color, like Mad TV, and even shows across the pond, even comedy variety shows in the UK like Monty Python's Flying Circus and The Real McCoy, which is basically the British version of In Living Color. So think of all those countless shows that owe so much to Carol Burnett. Matter of fact, you can do that. We can petition that with the hashtag. Next time you tweet, you can use hashtag Carol Burnett on SNL. Simple. If we're able to get Betty White to host Saturday Night Live, we can definitely get Carol Burnett. And if Carol Burnett, in case she does, if she won't do it unless she has like somebody from her old show, you know, surviving cast members like Vicki Lawrence or Lyle Wagner or Tim Conway, if you can get, oh man, if you can get Tim Conway and Carol Burnett together and Vicki Lawrence, oh my goodness, that would be so awesome. She doesn't have to be, they don't have to be in every sketch, but at least like 1 or 2 people from her old show, from her former show. Get like Tim Conway or Vicki Lawrence or Lyle Wagner, maybe even all 3 in like some type of short film comedy, like Lonely Island type film sketch or something, you know, to pay homage to her show and what she's done for primetime comedy. I think it would be great. And Carol, I hope you'll be able to get this message. I hope you be able to accept it, hosting Saturday Night Live, because you've been a great influence to a comedy television, primetime television, especially comedy shows like SNL and Mad TV and Chappelle's Show and so many others that I've mentioned. I hope she accepts it. I hope she does it. And it'll be a part of television history. And plus, make everyone laugh as well. So thank you very much. Thank you for listening, Miss Burnett, if you're watching. Thank you very much. And I'm so glad we had this time together on the World Wide Web. Thank you. DB out.